Good morning, ladies. This is Cheryl. I am just popping on to show you how to do this pop-up. The other day, let's get right to it. The other day I showed you this. Let me see if I'm showing it to you now. Yes, I am. This is a little, like it has writing space on the back, a little pop-up card, and it was like that. Is that brilliant or what? It's so cute. I got the idea from watching videos, and I saw one by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. So I kind of am doing a take on that. So anyway, as you can see, it has a little place with a little bouquet of roses. Okay, writing space on the back. All right. Then after I showed you that, and this one is it's for about 4 by 6. Okay, a little bit bigger than a postcard. Okay, but not much. Anyway, then I decided I could do some smaller ones, and I had file folder. So I took file folder and I cut them to they're about 3.5 by 5. And I just made them the same way with the little pop-up in the center, a bouquet of roses. And then I decorated around that bouquet. I did not put a writing space here. I don't know what I was thinking. I still could. I could put some coffee dyed paper, or I could gesso a little bit here, whatever. And so here's another one that I made, and I liked this size for in a pocket. So here's another one. This one does have writing space on the back. And here is the inside. Little bouquet of roses, and again, decorated around it. Okay. So cute in a pocket. I mean, how cute would this be? How cute. How adorable is that? I mean, you can get more than one in here, you know, so you could stuff this pocket with a tag, a postcard, this little card. I mean, you could make a stuffed pocket with this pocket. These came from Anita Cox, the virtual scrapbook. Okay. So again, when I'm making these, like I said, this is file folder. I cleaned out, my husband cleaned out some file drawers, and we're cleaning out, and so I grabbed up the file folders that he was going to throw away, and then I have all these scraps everywhere, and I showed you the other day my pan of scraps, which is way over there now, but I'm trying to go through and use my scraps because there's beautiful things. There's nothing wrong with those things, and saves me from printing them and cutting again. And so anyway, so here we go. This is what I have right now. Okay. Both sizes are very nice. In fact, this size will actually fit in that pocket very nicely. So if you wanted to make the bigger size and put it in a pocket like this, you could. You could. So there we go. All right. Oh. So what I'm going to do now, I've already cut a piece of the file folder, and we're going to make one. So what I'm going to do next is try to fit a piece of paper on the inside. Is it dark? It doesn't look dark when I look at the camera, but it looks dark in here. Anyway, let's see, which one do I like? Which way do I like it? I kind of like that. Do I like that? Or do I like this? Decisions. I'm just going to go with this because I do really like that. Leaving a border. I always leave a border around. Okay, so I'm leaving a border and I'm just going to cut my paper. Let's see if I can cut straight. I don't know. Can I cut straight? It remains to be seen. I'm just going to cut down the center. Okay. So now I'm going to, let's see if I can do it straight. My cutting might be a little bit garbage, I don't know. Cut this end off, shorten it. Okay, so now I have this. I like that. So I'm going to fold it in half, making sure right way up, folding in half. Let's see, trimming it so it's straighter. Yeah. I'm going to round the corners because I rounded the outside. I like the look of the rounded corners. So I'm going to round the corners. And so there I have that. So the next part, I got stuff on my glass mat. The next part is to fold it back again. And you're going to go, I don't know, about a third maybe of the way down. Something like that. And you're going to cut in about an inch. Yeah, about an inch. And then, so you've got this now. Are you seeing it? All right, so now you're going to lay it down and you're going to fold back. Let's see here. I'll make it a little bit more cone shape. Let's see if I made it big enough. I don't know. I'm going to cut just a little bit more, guys. About a 1/4 inch more. And then I'm going to fold it. And this is the tricky part because you want to fold it very, like in a cone, but not so far that it goes all the way down. You know, you don't want that. So you're going to fold it, and now you have that. See that? Then you're going to turn it over, and you're going to fold it back the other way. Okay? So now you've folded it both ways, and now you're going to open it up. Might be a little hard to see, but you have this. And so what you're going to do, this is the tricky part. This is the tricky part. You are going to fold it so that the Z part is on the inside. So now you have your pop-up. See that? I'm going to ink it so you can really see it. So let's ink it a little bit so you can actually see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it just a tiny bit on these folds so that you can actually see where the triangle is. See that? So now when you get to making this and putting it in that card, it is going to stay popped out. It's going to be a pop out. But right now it wants to be, you know, it wants to do its own thing. And so we have to train it a little bit. So there we go. See that? So when you open it up, you've got your little pop-up. Okay, I'm gonna ink around the edge. These are really very easy. The first time you make one, you'll be like, oh, I don't know. But once you get it done, you'll say, oh, and then you do the second one, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay. So there we go. And now we're going to glue it in. So I'm going to fold it. Make sure it's right way up. And I'm going to glue it down. As soon as I get my glue booger off of here. Okay. So we're going to glue around that. I hope you can see. But I'm gluing around it. And then I'm going to put it right in there, evenly spaced in here. All right, up against that fold. Okay. And then, so there it is, and then I'm going to do the other side. And so I'm just going right around, all the way around, because you want it to be glued down really pretty good. All right. So there we go. And I'm going to... All right, so there we go. There we have the pop-up. See that? Now I'm going to ink it because I just like it. You don't have to ink anything if you don't like to ink, but it's going to look much better with ink. Just going to tell you that. It's a rare occasion that I don't ink stuff. Okay, it just looks better. And I'm going to do the outside while I'm doing. And I don't really have to do the whole page because, you know, I'm going to put something, I'm going to decorate. And I'm going to put stuff there. So we're fixing it up here. Okay, so that's the hardest part. Besides putting the flowers in. Okay, so now to put the flowers in, you know, I feel like the sun went in and it's a little dark. Hold on. And my ring light no longer wants to work. So I'm using a little side light there. All right, now for the first piece that I put in, it's going to be on the fold. So I want to fold it in half. And I'm going to make sure I put a nice fold in that, nice crease, and fold it in half. And that's the first piece I'm putting down. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. We don't want glue globs here. All right. So I'm just holding it and putting it in there gently, making sure it bends in the center. See that? Because it's right there. The first one goes right there where the fold is. And so there we go. Got it? Okay, good. Now, then I'm going to put roses. And since I don't really think I need, I'm going to maybe keep a couple leaves on here until I position it and see what's what. But after that first one, yeah, you basically, okay, so, okay, baby, you're going to have to behave here. Trust me, it will. So you don't want to put them too low, and you don't want to put them too high. See that? Look at that. Oh, I didn't ink it. There. There's that. Now we need one over here. So I'm gonna take off these green leaves. I might not take the others off because I need to glue it down in there. Maybe this one. These are so fun. Oh, I just got it with my sharp scissors. Thank you, Pat. But that is just fine because it's going to fit right in there. You see that? Yeah. It's just a matter of playing around with it a little bit. Auditioning. I call it auditioning before you glue anything down, to make sure that you like it. And that looks, oh, that looks brilliant. Okay, so now the tricky part is I'm going to put one here and one here. I'm not going to put anything in this center because then it's not going to work right if you do that. So I need some leaves to kind of hold it there. So I'm going to take these off. And I'm going to leave the others on. So now you're going to glue against the inside here, like this. See that? Like that. Again, auditioning it would be a good idea. I'm just making such a hard thing out of nothing that's hard. Okay. My glue bottle wants to act funny. So now I'm going to glue it right like that, I think. Right like that. I'm going to hold it in there. Press those leaves in there like that. Do I like the way it looks? I do. Okay. And now I'm going to put another. So I'm going to cut these leaves off here. Because I don't need them. And you don't have to be too fussy about the leaves, but they get in the way if you don't cut them off. Okay. Did I do it wrong? Maybe I did it wrong. Let's see here. I'm going to cut these off. Oh. So this is basically, see how quick they are? What don't I like about this? There's something I don't like. Might like this one after all. I like this one after all. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. Okay. So there we go. Now, sometimes I think it's good to put one down here. Or, I know what I want to do. I know what I did on one of them. If it needs more roses, I just get a smaller rose from another paper. These are both of these papers are rose paper from Anita Cox. And she is the virtual scrapbook on Facebook and on Etsy. So I'm going to add a couple more roses because I want a full bouquet. So what I'm going to do is put these little tiny roses here, up here, not in the crease, but it's going to make it look like it's fuller, and I'm going to love that. So it's just a matter of getting, you know, your roses. And there are all kinds of fussy cuts and stuff. You can even fussy cut them out of scrapbook paper, I don't know. Anywhere you get fussy cuts, or however you do it. But I used Anita's papers, and they work perfectly because the whole paper is just roses. Okay, so over here I'm going to put another one. And now I feel like my bouquet is a little fuller. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay, so there's that. So let's get rid of all these bits. And then we'll decorate. That's the most fun part. And I'm using all my bits and bobs, and I brought some out already because I wanted to not take forever. So this is off of this paper too. And I cut it earlier. So let's do it. I don't know, I kind of like the frayed burlap. I'm kind of getting into the frayed burlap more than I am this vintage photo, but I've already started with this. So, since this came off of that collage page, look at that. That's pretty, pretty, pretty. So let's do it. Don't mind my cutting and everything, maybe not being super perfect. I am not super perfect. And I'm all right with it because it always looks beautiful anyway. So there's that. Okay. And I picked out this. This is one of Anita Cox's Farm Girls. And when we did the farmhouse theme for Freebie Friday, look at that. Is that beautiful? That is beautiful. Nope, I'm going to stick with the girl. I'm sticking with the girl. And I might put this lace down here. Can everybody see me? I might put this lace down here and a flower. What do you think of that? I think that is just precious. So I'm going with it. You know. So do I want book page underneath of this? Do I need some book page? What do I have here? I don't have book page. So I think once you practice a couple of these, you'll want to be making. I'm going to do one with Tim Holtz paper dolls. And I think I'm going to do like more of a Halloween theme. Do I like that little label? I do. And I'm not overthinking it either. So, I'm putting it down. You just put it down. That's what you do. You don't overthink it. You just put it down. So I'm going to glue this on here first. Yeah, I'm going to glue this little label. On here. Yep. And then I'm going to glue that down there. Yep. If you overthink it, you'll never get done. All right, so I just think she looks gorgeous on that paper. She does, she does. And little bits of lace are always nice. So I'm just gonna, this was out of my scraps, my scrap box. So I'm just gonna, I never know which side is which. I think this is the right side. So what I do is little dots when it comes to lace most of the time on the good part here, the thicker part. Just little dots. And then I'm going to put it on there. Yes, I am. Right like that. I didn't even have to hardly cut it. What do you think of that? And then I'm going to put the little rose right there. Look at that. Yep. Don't overthink it. Just pop it down. There we go. Okay, so the outside is decorated. It is decorated. Okay, I'll put some writing paper there on the back. Okay, this is kind of nice and dry. And so now we can put stuff on the inside. What are we putting on the inside? I got some papers. Some papers. How about a little frame here? Maybe as a little writing space or a little place to put something else. Or is it too dark? I don't know. I wish you would tell me. I think it might be too big. Well, let's wait. Let's wait. All right, look at that. Oh, look at that. More flowers. Can't go wrong. It's all about flowers. It's all about flowers today. Look at that. I like this little girl, and she has roses. Let me trim her up. Too much white on there. And we're going to use her because she's adorable. Okay. All right. So there's that. Yep. Yep. I'm putting it down. Just put it down. Don't worry too much about it. And I have this little butterfly. It's pink and it might be too light. So how about this butterfly? Look at this butterfly. Oh, where can we put this butterfly? Do we need to put a little label with the butterfly? No, that's too small. How about this little label? How about part of a label? And a butterfly. I don't know. What about a bee? Oh my, let me ink this and see. Is this the one? Yeah, see, I have this whole pan of these little things that I printed at one time and didn't use them all. And, oh, I like that. What do you think? I wish I could hear you. I'm going to put it down because in the end it's going to look just fine. I'm going to put it all the way to the edge. As if I cut part of it off or something. And then I have a rose and I have, maybe I have a smaller butterfly like that one. Do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. We're going to put this rose. Do we want it here? Or do we want it here? Here? Yeah, we want it there. We want it there. It's big. Go big or go home. Okay. There it is. Now let me cut out this. Maybe I want a word. Maybe I want a word. I want to have a word with you. Okay, let's see here. Let's cut this out and see if we like it. I don't always use a lot of words, but every once in a while, there's just a word that is appropriate. How about a word? Yep, that's it. The word. It's the word. Okay. Need the word. Beauty. There we go. So there is that. Now let's put the writing space on the back. Look at that. It's adorable. I'm just going to tear a little piece of paper here. I'm not going to tear it like that. You know, I ordered a tear ruler and I don't think it ever came. It says it was delivered, but I don't remember getting one. So I ordered it again. It wasn't very expensive, so I guess I am going to be all right with it. Oh, I didn't leave enough border. So I'm going to tear this across here. I do like a torn look. I do. tear it across here. I do like the torn look. And I know this is going to be fiddly, but too bad. I'm going to do it anyway. There is something about that torn look that I love. Gloriously irregular. Okay. And then inked. It just looks so good. So good. There we go. See that? All right, we're going to put that down. Yep, this is it right here. This is it. And I think I might put a butterfly on the back. And the pink one seems to be the one. Because it'll show up here. Here or here? Definitely down here. Okay. So there we go, and there we have it. And it is glorious. You can tie them shut with a little bit of ribbon. I haven't done that yet on any of them. And I have another pocket because I love these pockets from Anita, and I have one of my pretty wax seals and a little piece of lace there. And look at that. Who wouldn't want to get that? Isn't that pretty? So let's take a look at what we have. Let me get rid of my bits here. Okay, so I don't have a pocket for this one, but I do have a pocket there for that. And I made this one, and I did make this one, and I can definitely make another pocket to put it in. Look at that. So pretty. Now this one doesn't have writing space because I, was a goofball. Okay, and I really like the bigger size as well. I like them all. So there they are, ladies. And you saw me do it with my own hands. And it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. You can go back and watch this video. You can stop it at different places and just look if you need to. That's what I do when I'm watching somebody on YouTube and they're doing something. I keep rewinding it, like, going back and watching it again. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can not miss any more content. And I hope you have a great crafty day. Bye-bye for now.